Well, hello, man cavers. What are we doing today? We have got a couple of bits since we last spoke. One of them is what was gifted to me when I visited Wheaton Rally. This little Champion #1 pillar drill. There you go. Cute little thing. Now then, I actually did this on a Saturday night when I was on the rally, because it was given to me, and my mate George said, got you a little present for filming the Barry Hawkins auctions, and he come up with this. Now, it was seized solid. It wouldn't turn, it wouldn't go up or down, the chuck was seized, the pulleys were seized, and it was a lovely evening at Wheaton Rally. I was sat on a deck chair, and I just thought, you know, and I sat there with a little bit of wood and a tin of WD-40 and soaking and tapping, and you know, this thing has come lovely. Springs back up, look at that. Yep, I cleaned all this up with WD-40 and a little bit of wire wool out of the toolbox and cleaned the shafts and oiled it. We have basically freed this little thing off. Even the little base, where is it? Even the little base. Ah, that's better. I was doing that. Even the little base will spin up and down. Look at that. Look, there you go. So we've got our little tiny model maker's drill, and I thought, do we chance plugging this thing in? Because the wiring is a little sketchy. Let me show you. We have a light switch here out of the house, which is a bit loose. We have some sketchy black and red wires. They got a join in here. Oh, that all looked man cave approved. Anyhow, I'm like, well, do we plug this thing in just to try the motor? Do you know, I think we should, bugger it. Why not? What's to lose, guys? So I'm going to plug. Oh, let me turn this off. That is off at the socket. So we'll put this in. Now I'm going to turn that on at the plug on the wall. And stand well back. Either the lights will go out, nothing will happen, or the motor will turn. Oh! Oh, we ain't got the switch. Bugger. Well, we're not getting an electric shock off it, and it seems to be turning. Well, there you go. She's spinning nicely. Look at that. Right, that is excellent. Now what we've got to do is unplug the damn thing. There we go. And I want to turn this thing on, because I've got a bit of belt to go on here. I thought, where am I going to get a belt this size? I thought, I'm not, am I? I'm not realistically going to find a bit of belt this size. So I had a look about for sewing machine belts, whatever. And I came up with some stuff you buy the meter off eBay. Here it is. I could only get it in bright green. But it's like a round belt, and you make your own up. And you heat the end up, you melt the ends and press them together and join them. So I thought, right, we'll get 5 meters of this stuff. And you could get it in any size from like 2mm up to 8mm. And I think I went for I think this was the 5 or the 6mm here. Just guessing. So we're going to see if it will actually make a belt for this. Oh, what's going on? Oh, my nut has come loose. That hasn't all. So we're going to see if we can get... That does fit around there perfect, look. So I think we have to come round here. Up here, up here, up here, there we go. And I think we come round here and we pull this tight. So we need a belt that long. And when you want to adjust it, hang on, that's going to be too short, isn't it? We want it on the longest throw first, which is going to be, the longest throw is going to be coming around the big bottom pulley, isn't it? Because you adjust it by moving this in and out. There we go. So I think we need to cut our belt off and make a belt this long. What say you guys? There we go. We'll cut it a bit shy. There. So we'll hold on to him where he needs to be cut. This is where my finger slipped. And we get nothing. So, here we go. I paused the camera while I went and got some side cutters. We have tons of that if we have made a booby. So let's just weigh up if this is going to fit. So we've got to come round the bottom, round the motor, up. And I'm hoping this has got to be a tad short. Let's come around here so you guys can see. And yes, we're a little bit short, so we'll have a little bit of tension on the belt. That is perfect. So apparently, I've never used this belt before. Apparently, you heat the end up, or heat both ends up. Yeah, you heat both ends up and nip them together. Never heard of that? We will give it a try. So we'll get out the trusty lighter. I think I got a clipper in my pocket. Here we go. And let's just heat these ends up. And see if it really is that easy. So we'll take the kink out. And then I think, being really neat, we've got to press this together. There we go. And apparently, right, we're pressed in there. And we ain't got much of a shag mark to get rid of. There we... Oh, no! That works well, doesn't it? Either I didn't heat this enough, or I pulled it away too soon. Maybe the clipper ain't the tool for the job. Oh, maybe we need a bit of math gas. Let's have another go. Those of you that use these belts are like, what is he doing? I think I fiddled with it too quickly and we just need to press it on. Wow, I don't like the idea of this at all. Yes, we're making the belt 2 mil shorter. Really ain't going to make a lot of difference. There we go, now we're getting some heat on the damn belt. Right, that has certainly melted the damned ends. Right, here we go. Well, that's what they say to do. You just melt the ends and join them together. Right, here we go. We've got a little bit of pushing force. Ah, right, I think now it has become one. I'm going to leave this to thoroughly cool down before I go and touch it. Because that is, let's just roll it about to get it smooth. There we go. Alright. Let's have a look at our join. Here's our join, which we've got a nice little roll on. So we're going to leave that until that cools down, and then we'll be back. Right, it has been about 10 minutes. And our belt has now cooled down. I've even took it in the house and put it under the cold tap to make sure. So I think what we're going to do now is put this belt back on this little drill and see if, number one, is the belt very strong? That seemed to be, actually. Let's see if we can fish that around where it needs to go. Then we'll do a little bit of maintenance on our motor. There we go, we're around there. Around there. I think we've got to come around this big bottom pulley now, haven't we? There we are. Wow. I can't see that belt lasting 5 minutes. But they assures me it does. Right, I think we need to do a little bit of maintenance and do some oiling. So here we go, let's have a little go with our oil points. I think there's a couple of little oil points on this motor. There's one at the back here. So we'll just squeeze a little bit of oil into them. Because I don't suppose these have been done in a long time. I'm getting hooked up now. I don't think these have been getting done in a long time. Yep. So we've got a bit of oil in that one. Well, that one's took it all. I think there might be a little bath what the oil sits in. There you go. Right. Is there any oiling points on this drill? I have actually been round all these once already. So at the show I went round all these. That nut has come loose. I need to tighten this nut up. Somehow, guys, we need to tighten the nut up. Have I got a spanner on my bench right next to me the right size? I have. That is tight. What's going on with this? Oh, I know what it is. The handle's not tight, look. You have to tighten this handle. Hang on, let me have a look at this thing. Come on. Jesus Christ. Alright, that's tighter than I thought. What's going on with this? Why is this? Or is there a low in that? Where it needs to be? That ain't tightening. It's like this has been over tightened. Do that grip down onto, I think this just gripped down onto the shaft. But our threads are a bit, there's a little pin go through there. Yeah, that's not working, is it? That's not tightening up. But we can test if the drill works. And that belt is going to hold. Yeah, we're going to have to do something with this, because that don't tighten up. I wouldn't have thought the handle should have to grab onto that centre shaft. I would have thought this nut would have locked it on somehow. We can get into that. But I just want to see, will this thing turn? Will it work? Is this fancy pants green belt going to do anything? Alright, are we plugged in? No, let's get her plugged in. And let's see. Wow, look at that. Look at that, guys. Our little drill is working, look. Once we get that handle sorted, look at that. Isn't that a lovely bit of workmanship? There we go. So, we have got our little champion #1 drill working. I will do some rewiring there, because I do not like how these wires are. But it's nice that the drill works. Am I ever going to realistically use that drill? Probably not. Maybe if you want a little hole in a bit of brass or something, or a tiny little hole in something, you might just use this for basically for shits and giggles. Are you going to use it for anything meaningful? No, of course you're not. Am I going to just sit it on a shelf and forget about it? Hell no. It will be, when the machine shop get built, this will be mounted, it will be left on its piece of wood. I think this piece of wood here is original, and it has D5 on there. So was this sort of D5, was there a D1, D2, D3, D4, D6, etc.? Was there a whole load of these on an assembly line and this was just D5? Is that just a random bit of wood someone's put it on? But it looks to be in the right place and the right font. So I don't know, guys. What do you think? Was this on a little assembly line? You know, to do a little bit of drilling and a bit of leather or a little bit of metal or something? It would have been very small, because that's a tiny little chuck. You know, you're only going to get sort of 1/4 inch bit in that at the most. So yes, there's our little champion #1 drill. But I will have it set up and wired up, so if we do want to use it, we can put a bit in, hit the switch, and for a bit of nostalgic fun, drill our hole. There we go. So yes, the little drill works absolutely fine. I think that is going to be it for this video. It is indeed. So, I'm now treading on my belt which I've left on the floor. So guys, like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. We have quite a sad video coming up quite soon regarding Mrs. Man Cave, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Right guys, I will see you next time. Bye bye for now. Champion Power Drill.